Hi guys and welcome to Start Talking. This is a talking points video, as you can see by the title, and not only is it the first official video of this channel, it's the first video of the year. Happy 2018 everyone! I really hope that you all had a good year, and I know that it's been a while since I've uploaded, and I don't really have a big excuse for that. The main reason is just lack of motivation, I would say. Because while I am passionate about this, it is quite hard for me to find the motivation to do things, even if I am passionate about them. I'm sure you understand. And thank you for being patient and sticking with me. It means a lot. In this video, we are going to be kicking things off by talking about mental health. Just in general, like what it is, and just giving a nice big overview so that we can look at the different types of mental health disorders and illnesses that people can suffer from. But I just want you guys to have a good idea of what mental health is before we launch into all of that stuff, because I don't want you to be confused or anything. Oh yeah, and as you might notice behind me, there's still my Christmas tree. I know it's not Christmas anymore, it's not even the Christmas period, but we just haven't gotten around to taking it down yet, so enjoy it. We went for a silver theme this year, I hope you like it. Before I get into this video, I would just like to put a little disclaimer. I am by no means an expert on these things. I would say that I have more knowledge than the average person, just because I am part of like certain circles and I've attended some like talks and stuff, but I am by no means an expert, and everything that I am telling you is either stuff that I was told by others, stuff that I have found from sources like the internet, or just personal opinion. Okay, so I guess we should start with the big question, which is, what is mental health? Mental health is actually quite a simple concept when you actually think about it. So a lot of people will be like, oh, mental health, I don't have that. No, everyone has mental health, just not everybody has an issue with their mental health. Like everyone has a physical health, but not everyone has an issue with their physical health. My mum, she has a really dodgy hip because she's quite old. She's going to kill me for saying that. But that doesn't mean that everybody would have a dodgy hip. It just means that she does. Mental health is as varying as physical health, and it is just as real. Everybody has a mental health because everybody has a mind. And your mental health is simply the state of your mind. So if you have bad mental health, it could mean that you suffer from something like anxiety or depression or anger issues or OCD or schizophrenia or bipolar. There are so many different things that can go wrong with your mind, just like there are so many different things that can go wrong with your body. There are at least 20 different ways in which you can hurt your hand. It's exactly the same. Now, what can you do to take care of your mental health? This is a bit more tricky than physical health, because with physical health you can take a pill, you can take some paracetamol, you can put a plaster on it, and it will heal. But with your mental health, it's rooted in your mind, and you can't really go into your mind and fix it, because even with brain tumours and stuff like that, you can go in there, take out the brain tumour, and it'll be like okay-ish. I mean, obviously some brain tumours aren't that simple, but that's just an analogy. That's not me saying all brain tumours are easy to deal with, because they're certainly not. Anyway, with mental health, it's not like if you're feeling depressed or anxious or angry or any of those other things. It's not like you can just go in there and remove it. It takes time. And because of this, a lot of people feel disheartened. If you were to get properly diagnosed with depression, anxiety, anger issues, eating disorders, etc., I imagine you wouldn't feel great about it. Whereas if you got diagnosed with something like the flu, you wouldn't feel great about that either, but you'd feel, I would say, more content in the fact that you can take things for that. The only real thing that you can take for mental health is therapy and some drugs and various other things. Therapy is like hospital for your mind, except that it takes quite a bit longer if you want to fully do it. And even then, it's not necessarily going to completely cleanse your mind, because these things are rooted in your thoughts. And thoughts are a concept, something that you can't really look at. So it's difficult to rewire your brain to think a certain way, which is something that cognitive behavioural therapy is useful. Cognitive behavioural therapy is probably the most recommended for people with low to moderate mental health disorders, because it's a way of changing your thinking and changing how you perceive situations, how you process them. It makes you think of things better to help you. It's difficult, I know. I've done CBT. I did it for just general anxiety, and it was hard because I didn't realise that anything was happening. And it did actually work, because I used to have panic attacks quite a lot, and since I haven't had any. So it did work. Therapy is scary. It's not something that I think anyone enjoys, but if you stick with it and do it right, it's very rewarding. I would say my biggest piece of advice would be to be completely honest and completely open with your counsellor, because they are the ones trying to help you. It would be like going to your doctors and saying, my wrist hurts, and then going back and saying it stopped hurting even though it hasn't. You just wouldn't do that. Going to therapy is probably the best thing that you can do for yourself if you feel like you need it. All you need to do is go and see your GP, your local doctor, and say, this is how I'm feeling. You don't even have to be as direct with them as you will be with your counsellor. All you have to do is say, I'm feeling like I have anxiety, or I'm feeling like I have depression, or I'm feeling like this, that, and the other. The key points to take away from this video is that everybody has mental health, just not everybody has something wrong with their mental health. And if you do have something wrong with your mental health, that is perfectly fine. There are ways in which you can get help for that. If you go to your GP, they'll refer you to the right person. And I will see you in the next video, whatever that may be, whenever it may come up. And I am trying to do this more frequently, I promise. Thanks for putting up with me. Make sure to subscribe and make sure to start talking. Bye.